everybody, and welcome to the Happy Ukrainian Wine Show. I'm Jim Bagheera, and I'm your host for today's episode 3. As you can see, we're outside, and I've got a Manitoba Moose jersey on. In fact, tonight, they're going to retire Mike Keen's jersey at the Manitoba Moose game. He used to play for the Montreal Canadiens. Woo! Oh, since we're talking about East, let's talk about ice wine today. Hope everybody's missed me. This one's a couple days later than it normally is, but thanks for joining me. So today we're going to talk about an ice wine that I picked up at the Manitoba Liquor Mart, and it's a 2006 Riesling ice wine. So just to give you a little history on ice wine, actually they didn't start producing ice wine till 1973 on a minimal scale. In 1978, they went into full production of it. Little difference of getting wine like this ready than a normal wine is that this is a late harvest wine. This is when it's cold out already and they start growing the grapes. So actually, this one, Cave Spring, was actually cold enough and dry enough to almost to the raisin mode, and then it thawed, froze again, and all that increases the sweetness of the wine. So with white ice wine, you're getting a lot sweeter wine. And it's really funny because I've talked to a lot of people about these wines, and some people go, oh, ice wine, way too sweet for me. But I like it. And ice wine is a nice drink to sip after your meal. So you've had a nice meal and everything, you've maybe had some wine with your meal. Now you're gonna go sit, relax. You'll have either a cup of coffee or you can have a nice little glass of this ice wine. There's different kind of grapes for ice wines. In fact, there's a Riesling, which this one is. Vidal wines seem to be about the most popular, but you can have a Cab Franc. I've actually made notes today because I don't know that much about ice wine, but I thought, you know what, it's a beautiful day. It's like -5 degrees outside here, so I thought, what a great day to do it. I don't know if my wife's getting a picture of all the snow in the backyard, but we've had a lot of snow in Manitoba this year. So, back to the wine. Another thing about ice wine, it doesn't last as long, or at least they say it doesn't last as long stored as regular wine. So if you have a Cab Franc or a Merlot or a Chardonnay, you need to drink them early, probably within the first 2 years of, I guess, when you pick it up. A Riesling, you could leave longer, and a Vidal. In fact, somebody was telling me the other day that they've had a Vidal wine for 8 years sitting in their cupboard already, and that'd probably be so sweet and tasty. So when they produce this wine, it's usually -8 to -10 when they pick the grapes, and they're all picked by hand. So they line them all up along the grapes and they pick them. And you'll notice that these bottles of wine, for the amount that you get, are a lot more expensive than regular wine. And the reason is because it's a later harvest. There's more time for fungus to get on them, birds to get at them, and everything before the cold comes. So they're not harvested early. So there. Another thing about Riesling wine is it's a fight between sweetness and acidity, always in it. So I'm just going to read on the bottle here. This wine originates from grapes grown in selected vineyards along the south shore of Lake Ontario. The clusters were left on vine to partially raisin during late autumn, with a further concentration of sugar and acids occurring when the berries were partially frozen by the deep frosts of the season. They are all hand-picked. So there you go. I was just looking here on the bottle. If you remember my last show, I talked about VQA wines, which means they're 100% Canadian grown. So are these. So 2006 Riesling. It's a white Cave Spring Cellars. 13% alcohol. Again, here we go back to the alcohol, what I was talking about the last couple times. 13%. Pretty high for this type of wine. They're usually 9 to 10%. So this one's 13. So, but again, it's a sipping wine. You're not drinking it to get drunk. You're drinking it to taste it after your meal. Okay, we're going to take a shot of this. If you smell it, there's not as big a nose as a regular bottle, but like as soon as you put your nose to it, you're thinking you're drinking pear juice. You know what's really cool? Do you ever open canned pears? you know what? I can open canned pears. I'm not crazy about the canned pears, but if the juice is cold, I'll put the pears in a bowl and I'll drink the juice. And if you put your nose against that, pears and peaches. Oh, what a great smell. And if you like pears, you're really gonna like this. Let me give it a little pour in here. Now, a couple things. Reading my notes and everything, most are served in little glasses like this. Some are said to be that you should pour it and serve it in a bigger glass, but I prefer this because it is for sipping. And right there, but look at that nice color. I'm colorblind, and I would say that that color is golden yellow. Am I right? Yeah, my wife's shaking her head. She doesn't like to talk into the camera like I do. But anyways, let's give it a swirl here. Oh, isn't that nice? I actually had the glass sitting in snow so we could get a little bit of frost on it. And even here, pears and peaches. Oh, what a great smell. You know, if the taste of this is as good as the smell, and we've got a home run here. Oh, wrong sport. Slap shot in the corner. Comes out in front. He shoots. He scores. C'est le but! Okay, never mind. No glass. Wow, that was a good one. Sorry about that, squirrel. I think I got some up my nose again. Oh, gotta change that habit. Really nice. That was just a perfect sip. Again, you could almost taste the pear, the peaches in it. Let's go back in here. You remember how I was talking about when you drink, say, a red wine, you taste it on the back of your tongue, you can taste that alcohol and it's in there. With this you can't. This is just like drinking fruit syrup. But what a taste. You know, this bottle of wine, well, ice wine, is $29 at the liquor mart. If you want a nice sipping wine like this, it's a great flavor. I'm gonna take a taste of it. No taste on the back of the palate. It is just perfect. You know, it's funny, I was at the liquor mart right now and we were looking about 4 or 5 different wines, of ice wines, and they were ranging in price from $19 to about $50. So I wanted to go about middle. There were wines from Enniskillen wineries, there were some Jackson Triggs in there, and they were at the $40 level, and I'm a cheap Ukrainian, so I didn't want to spend $40, but $30 was okay because I wanted to buy another bottle of wine for another show, which I did. So anyways, tried this wine by looking at the price and everything, so I thought we'll take this one and try it. Really good wine. So, bon appetit. Is that the right to say? No, you say Daj Bože in Ukrainian, which means God bless. There you go. So, we won't make this a long show. My wife's already waving her finger at me. Not expensive, middle of the road, great tasting wine. And remember, it's not a wine that you're going to drink before your meal. After your meal, sit down with your friends and family, have a nice glass of ice wine. And for all you people that say ice wines are too sweet and I don't like them, try this one, you'll like it. It's a Cave Spring 2006 Riesling grape. So until we see you again, Daj Bože!